Why do we stress about our future and our goals as young adults? Why does other people's success make us feel insecure and entitled? Why are we so afraid of things not going our way? Well, let's break it down today. Before we continue, I think you should subscribe. Thanks.
Hey Shapers, welcome back to Shaping Sarah, a space where you can get motivated on all things dance, fitness, and personal development. So here I am today, sitting on my bed. Did not plan to film this video. I just felt called to right at this moment. So I'm like, you know what? Let me pull my camera out and let me film. I don't know why I felt called to do it. I mean, right now I'm literally sitting on my bed. I just moved to a new place, so I'm really excited about that, but I don't have, a bed. I just have a mattress. Like, I'm sitting on my mattress. The room is still kind of messy. Things are still in boxes and bags. It's definitely not the ideal time to film. But then again, what is the ideal time to film? And that's something that, I, as a baby YouTuber, realized and struggle with a little bit, is that as a baby YouTuber, I feel like I need to show up really, really good in order for people to take me seriously, in order for things to happen for me on YouTube. It's weird how I feel that way because I've been on Instagram for like years, okay? And I never felt that way on Instagram. Like, even till this day, I show up however the I want to show up, okay? You guys know, if you follow me on Instagram, I show up however I want to show up and I do not care. I will have messy hair. I'm not going to be wearing something cute. I'm just going to speak my mind because that's what I do on Instagram. I just speak my mind and people love that. So why do I come on YouTube and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need to have a perfect background. I need to have lip gloss or makeup or whatever. Like, why? That's just not how I am. So that's something that I'm trying to shift in my YouTube mindset, and that starts today. So this kind of ties into the topic that we're talking about today. And I want to talk about how us people in our 20s, we are stressing over our goals. It is paralyzing us and we need to stop. I have huge YouTube goals and I know I will reach them. It's not even a question. Like, I have what it takes. I have a lot to say. I have a lot of value to bring. My videos are fun to watch. Like, I know I will be successful on YouTube. It's just that sometimes I stress about it in the sense, not that, oh, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I stress about it that I know it's gonna happen, but I want it to happen like ASAP. I want it to happen as fast as possible so I can quit this job. Don't tell my manager. I love my job. Don't get me wrong. I have a corporate job. I love it. It's nice, it's a really comfortable, good job, but it's not what I want to do. If you're in your mid-20s and you're having a midlife crisis, calm down. Why don't you go drink some tea or something? Calm down, bro. Like, just chill. So I've always been the go-getter type. And honestly, that part of me really helped me achieve all of my goals. But I realized that sometimes being so aggressive with my goals and being such a go-getter can really hinder my relationship with resting and just going with the flow of life. So if you're watching this and you need this message, watch till the end of this video where I'll give you some tips on how to start trusting the universe and stop being so overwhelmed with achieving your goals.
And today's comment shout out goes to Sabi, who says, I've been sober from alcohol for 4 months as of today. Thank you for sharing your story. What? You should be celebrating that. I'm so proud of you. And don't forget, you're not alone in your sober journey.
So right now I'm in my second apartment. When I first moved into my first apartment out of my parents' house, you guys can watch some moving vlogs that I'll link up there. When I was applying for that first apartment that I had, I remember tossing and turning all night because I was stressed and not sure whether or not I would get it. The location is perfect. It's a brand new building. I wanted to have that experience of living in a modern apartment. And my apartment had very high ceilings. The whole thing was just very exciting for me. And for me to finally be able to achieve that financially, I was so excited about it, but that was also transforming into stress. Mind you, I had no reason to be stressed. My credit was great, my income was stable, and I presented a really good first impression to the leasing office when I went to apply. I was just a young adult trying to find her first apartment. Everyone around me was like, girl, you're gonna get this apartment. But me in my head, I was like, but what if I don't? But what do I do if I don't get this apartment? What are we gonna do? Where are we gonna live now? As if there's not other places to live. And mind you, 2 days after I applied, I got approved. I was stressing over something that was gonna happen anyways. Was it necessarily going to happen right now? Maybe not, but it was going to happen anyways. But my mind was still trying to find ways to stress out. Not only was I not trusting the universe, but I was also projecting desperate energy onto the universe. And girl, let me tell you, desperate energy will work against you. Thankfully, that time it did not work against me. I got the apartment I wanted, but most of the time, desperate energy will work against you, girl. I watched a video from Lynette Atkins who explained that so perfectly. Desperate energy is wanting something so bird that you cannot just allow the universe to work in your favor. Wanting something so bad is actually blocking you from reaching abundance. If you genuinely believe that you can achieve your goals, whatever goal you set out, then it will happen, and it will happen naturally. But when you're desperate, that means you're operating out of fear. You don't actually trust that this goal that you want will happen. You don't trust that at all. You don't actually think it's gonna happen for you. You just hope that if I'm desperate enough, it'll happen for me. And it shows that you have limiting beliefs about yourself. You're not actually really sure sure that you're deserving of those goals. You're not really sure you're actually capable of achieving those goals. I also watched a video from Strength Side, which is, by the way, someone who really helped me gain a lot of flexibility in my back and in my split. He has a video saying why I stopped setting goals. And although I don't agree with that in the sense, like, I'm gonna keep setting goals, okay? I'm the go-getter type of person, so that naturally, that's not gonna go away. I'm still gonna set my monthly goals, my weekly goals, my quarterly goals, my yearly goals. That's still gonna happen because that system has been working for me so far. But I really liked his take on why he stopped setting goals. So he was saying that success is kind of like a drug. Once you already achieved one thing, you're already starving for the next best thing. And he felt like the more he achieved, the more he felt empty inside. And that's because there's nothing outside of him that can validate himself. Listen to that again. There's nothing outside of him that can validate himself. You have to validate yourself. There's nothing that you can achieve in this world that will give you any true validation on yourself. It has to come from you. There's no amount of views, no amount of popularity, no amount of money that will make you validate yourself. And I know that you're hearing me say that and you're like, but Shaping, if I had $1 million, like, I'd feel validated a bit. No, you're not. You're gonna spend that money. You're gonna have, the lavish lifestyle that you want. But when you're alone with closed doors, you're not gonna feel validated. And watch all the interviews you want about these celebrities. Do you think they always feel validated just because they have all the money? They do not, okay? They struggle with mental health. They struggle with so much anxiety. Yes, life is a little easier for them. Life is easier when you have money, but that internal spiritual side of you, that does not get easier with money. So the way I always think about my goals is the universe always gives me what I want. If you do good things will happen to you. So why don't you leave room for the universe to make things happen for you the way you deserve? Think about it. If you see someone else's success, do you encourage them? Do you clap for them genuinely? Or behind closed doors, do you put out jealousy and envy towards them? Are you there for your friends when they need you the most? Or do you ignore them until it's convenient for you to be there for them? Be honest with yourself. You have to think about these things and actually be honest with yourself. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had instances where I was ignoring my friends, or I wasn't necessarily present with my friends because it just wasn't convenient for me to spend time listening to them. And I changed that about myself because I realized that, the friendships that I do have, I really have to nurture them. Anyways, I could do a whole other video on adult friendships. I lost some people that were very close to me, and yeah, that's a whole story in its own. Anyways, back to the video. Do you actually bring positivity into people's lives? Like, when people are around you, do they feel happy? Or subconsciously, do you actually bring negativity into people's lives? Do you only have negative things to say about yourself or about them in front of them? Are you an optimistic or are you a pessimistic person? Nobody likes to be around a pessimistic person. When you step into a room, does your personality make a good first impression or a bad one? So think about these things, because the relationship that you're having with people in this world is what you're putting out, and that's what the universe is looking at. And I know I sound crazy saying the universe, whatever. If you believe in God, say God. It's fine. I don't care. The universe is going to give you everything that you put into this world. And that's just how it is. If you're putting bad shit into this world, if you're putting negativity into this world, you will exactly get that energy right back. And once you start putting good out into this world, then you're going to start trusting the universe more, because that will reassure you that I'm doing good things in this world. So I will receive good in due time. The feeling of being overwhelmed to achieve your goals is so common, especially for people in our 20s. When we reach our mid-20s, we start having like a panic attack of like, yo, what am I doing? What's going on? I'm not married yet. I don't have kids yet. I don't have my career yet. I'm barely making rent. Look at me. Look at me. Slow down. Breathe. Sometimes I have that feeling too, and what helps me to overcome that is very simple. Listen to this quote. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, just remember who you came from and fix that crown. When you're feeling doubtful about where you're going, what did your parents accomplish? How did they get here in Canada, especially for immigrants? When I feel doubtful about where I'm going in life, I look at my mom. So my mom, when she was younger, back in the days, as a woman, you get married and that's it. You don't go to school, you're wasting your time. Women don't go to school, okay? That's ridiculous. But my mom was so determined to be independent. She has always wanted to be independent. That was her dream. Her mom refused her going to school. Her mom did not want her to go to school. Her mom did not pay for any education. Are you crazy? You think she has money to waste? She has to feed people. She doesn't have money to waste for a woman, a girl, to go to school. No, she'll pay for her son's schooling, but her daughter's schooling, like, what are you doing? Just get married to a rich guy. Like, and my mom did not want that. My mom had a goal. She said, I'm gonna get educated. I'm getting the out of here. I'm getting out of Congo because this is not where I see myself living. This is not where I see myself raising my children. So she's like, no, I want to move outside of Congo, and I know I need an education for that. It's the best way out of here. So she said, whatever, mom, if you don't want to support me, bet. So she used to sell crayons on the street to pay for her school supplies. I am born from a woman who was able to do whatever she had to do to become independent. It's that resourcefulness that my mom has that I think of, and I'm like, yo, I come from that. Like, that's fucking cool. That's fucking sick. You know what I mean? You know, I come from someone who left everything she knew in Congo. Imagine where you live right now, right? You're comfortable, you're in a life that you live. Imagine leaving all of that behind for the unknown. How would that feel? I know that eventually I want to move out into different cities and experience different places in this world, but I'm terrified. Like, I am so scared of that concept. But imagine moving at the time she had 2 kids, imagine moving your 2 kids all the way across the country into the absolute unknown, not knowing anything about the culture, not knowing anything about anything, just knowing that wherever she's going has to be better than where she's at right now. Can you imagine how many times she felt overwhelmed with her goals? Those are immense goals. Moving out of the country, getting a degree, those are huge goals that my mom was like, obviously she would feel overwhelmed sometimes, but she knew that she would get there. So she kept going and she let the universe work in her favor because she was always putting out good into the universe. When I'm stressed about like, oh my gosh, I really want to get to this goal. This is my biggest goal. If I get this, I'm just gonna be so excited. I just think about what my mom did. I come from this woman. Bro, let me fix my crown, and like, obviously I can make shit happen for myself too. If I come from someone like that, I have it in me naturally. You get what I mean? And mind you, my mom used to be mocked from her whole family, her brothers, like, why are you going to school? You're wasting your time. Nobody agreed with her. Imagine that. Everyone is against you. And today, she's making more money than anyone in her family, and she's the one supporting them financially, building them houses, all of that stuff. She's doing it all on her own. So can you imagine tuning out everyone's noise? It would have been so easy to be like, yeah, you know what? This is really hard. Maybe I should just get a rich husband or get a husband and that family will take care of me. She wouldn't be where she is today. But today, she's making more money than anyone in her family. And not to say that like she's making more money, she's better than them, but she just believed in herself. She just fucking believed in herself, and look where she's at today. That is remarkable. And you have to remember that the people you are born from, they gave you all of their qualities. Yes, they gave you their trauma too, and I will get into that. I have those videos planned, trust me. Yes, they gave you their trauma, but they also gave you their qualities, and you have to acknowledge that, and you have to take that in. Like, you have to believe that you naturally have those qualities. I'm so blessed to have been raised by someone who's so resilient, so independent, because I have that within me too. I don't strive to have someone take care of me. If you want that, then that's fine. You know, every woman wants different things, but I never wanted that. I never wanted someone to pay all my bills, take care of me. It's just a different level of freedom when you're independent. I don't have to ask anyone for money. I don't have to ask anyone, can I achieve that goal? Can I try to achieve that goal? No, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I am taking 2 steps forward to reach that goal today, and nobody can stop me. Like, independence is freedom, in my opinion. And that's just to say, no matter how tough it is for me to try to achieve my goals, I should never be worried about the outcome. Because why? Because I come from my mom. Let's talk about impatience, okay? Because that's something that we all have, especially in our 20s. We are so impatient. We really out here thinking that things will happen overnight. Like, girl. And that's also my biggest flaw. I'm just not patient. I want my goals to happen right now, bro. It's just not the way life works. I think it's like social media that made us feel like, you know, things happen so fast. It's a lie. It was all a lie, okay? Things do not happen overnight. They do not happen in a week. They don't happen in a month. They don't happen in a year. Some things take a lot of time. Stop wanting things to happen now and not a second later. Ditch that mentality right now. It ends today. Because for some reason, some of us have this entitled feeling. I want things and I deserve things and I deserve them right now. That is an entitled feeling, and being entitled is not gonna get you anywhere. I promise you that, girl. Promise you that being entitled is not gonna get you anywhere. And the thing that I realized, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I have this power of manifestation and I mastered it. It took time to master. I have a power of manifestation. I'm very, very good at manifesting because I'm so intentional when I write in my journal. I mastered how to manifest. It's a skill, okay? And I know you guys are gonna be like, but okay, you sound crazy right now. What are you talking about? I can make a video on it. I could, but I have this power of manifestation that has made everything I write down happen. And my power of manifestation, okay, it can sometimes work against me. Why? Because it makes me feel like because I wrote it down, it's gonna happen tomorrow. But that's not true. When I write things, it doesn't mean it's gonna happen tomorrow. It just means it's going to happen. Being impatient with your goals and things you want to achieve can be really detrimental to your success, because when you move too quick through the process of things, it can actually end up biting you in the ass. And you can be given things when you're not even ready to receive them. I'll give you an example. Those people who get viral on those social media platforms and they are not prepared to be viral, baby, they fall into like all of the depressions and anxieties of this world, okay? Because they were not prepared to receive that amount of success. Mentally, they didn't do any shadow work, healing from their past traumas. So it just happened overnight and they have no idea how to work it, and then it all comes crumbling down just as fast as it goes up. I always preach fast love is toxic love. As fast as you fall in love with someone is as quickly as shit will hit the fan. Same thing for your goals and your success. If you get success super fast, shit will hit the fan just as fast. So be accepting of receiving things in your life in the right time. And that also means trusting the universe. If something doesn't happen to you right now, for you right now, it's probably a good thing that it didn't happen right now, girl, because look at the situation you're in right now. Would you be even able to manage such a success in the situation you are in today? Look at your situation. Are you ready to receive success, or are you in the desperate mentality? Are you emotionally dependent? You have to think about these things. You have to accept that sometimes it's just not your time yet. And I know it hurts, but sometimes it's not your time. And then when it will be your time and it will happen for you, you will look back and be like, oh my gosh, if I would have had this, what I have today back then, I would have lost it all in a day. I would have lost it all in a year, because I would know what to do with it. You have to take those baby steps. You have to take those small successes. You have to take those in first. You have to manage those things first. Everything has to come in steps. So now let's start thinking about actual tips on how to stop stressing about your goals. First of all, you have to release your emotion. You're gonna talk to someone you trust and tell them what is making you stressed about this goal. How are you feeling inside truly? I like to also put it in my journal. You're gonna put it out into the world and then put it aside. Put it aside. Leave those emotions to rest, okay? You got them out, good. Now leave it alone. Because when you vocalize things, it actually makes them less impactful. Have you ever realized it's much better to let it out rather than let it consume your mind and you go crazy over it? And that's really going to help you stop stressing about your goals. Also, if you do journal, use a method of talking about your goals as if you already achieved them. Why? Because you need to believe in yourself so much that you already envision your reality. You already envision exactly what your reality is going to be once you achieve it. You have to believe in yourself so much that you know whatever you think, whatever thoughts you have, come to reality. Because the power of manifestation coupled with hard work, that will bring anything alive. Don't ever underestimate your thoughts, okay? So what I do is when I journal about my goals, I write as the future me. What is surrounding you in the room when you achieve that goal? Who did you tell when you achieved that goal? What are you wearing? Visualize, really visualize where you are at in that moment when you achieve that goal. Describe what's around you. For example, before getting my first apartment and getting approved, I was manifesting like crazy, girl. Just an example, I would write about how I'm waking up in the morning, I'm hearing the birds chirping, I'm looking outside my brand new window. It has brand new curtains on it that I just bought with my own money and I chose, and this person is next to me. All of those things were described. That really helped me visualize exactly where I am at that moment. You know, lo and behold, my goal happened. I did get the apartment. I know it sounds crazy, but trust me on this one. I've been doing this for years and it has worked every time. Next tip, don't wish for a specific goal. I want to get accepted into this program by this date. But when you're manifesting around that goal, you have to wish that the universe makes the best decision for you in this moment. Meaning, is it going to benefit you in the long run for you to be in this program? Or is there already another path carved out for you that you don't even know of yet? And this way, if you don't achieve that goal, you're not gonna beat yourself out about it, because you're gonna know that there's another path for you waiting. It's about knowing that what's for you is already yours. So if the acceptance into that program is not for you, it's not yours. It was never going to be yours. There's something else that is for you that you still have to discover. And that part sucks. It really sucks, because you have goals, right? You want to achieve this, but it might not be your calling. It might not be what is set out for you. And you have to accept that. You have to be open to different callings. You have to be open to different goals. If you want this one goal so bad, you're so desperate to have it, you don't even realize that you have a much bigger calling on the other side. So what is for you is already yours. So that means there's no reason to stress about it, because stress is just a figment of your imagination. Meaning your brain is very smart. Your brain is able to combat that stress the same way it is able to create the stress. It begins and it ends in your mind. When I get stressed, most of the time it's because I created that stress. My brain created that stress, or something in me wants to protect me from disappointment, so I'm getting stressed. I don't actually believe that the stars are aligned for me. I'm resisting what is already set out for me. I'm stressed because I don't actually trust myself. I don't actually trust the process at all. So stressing about your goals is just not worth it, you guys. And another tip is I want you to focus on how far you've come. Instead of constantly stressing and thinking about how far you want to go, why don't you just sit down and appreciate what you already have? Where were you last year compared to this year? Why don't you acknowledge that change, and why don't you appreciate that upgrade there? What about acknowledging and being grateful for how far you've come? Because gratitude is also a really big part of, achieving your goals. You're thanking the universe. You're like, thank you for giving me what I have right now. I'm really, really appreciative. With that, the universe is going to give you even more because you're grateful for what you have right now. If you're not grateful for what you have right now, if you never acknowledge the things that are around you, the things that you've accomplished so far, why would the universe want to give you more? Like, you're not even appreciating what I've done for you so far. Now you want to go ahead and, you want me to push you further? You gonna stay right there. You gonna stay right there. Be grateful for where you are. Express that gratitude. Write it in your journal. Talk about it to people. Say it out loud. And once you have that gratitude, you're like, yes, I reached here. I'm so excited. Then the universe is gonna hear you and be like, okay, she's ready for the next step. Bet. Move her along. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is, if you talk to anyone who is in their 40s, 50s, they will probably tell you this. Life almost never goes as planned. So just go with the flow. Go with the flow a little bit. And that's something I need to tell myself too. I have to go with the flow a little bit more, because most likely the things I'm planning right now, they might not actually ever happen the way I set out for them to happen. They might happen differently, they might happen in a different way, but life rarely goes as planned. As someone who plans my years, my quarters, my months, my weeks, and my days, I'm not kidding guys, I plan my days. My calendars are time blocked all the time. I'm a little cuckoo, but it works for me. As someone who does all of that, I developed this flaw of being stressed when things don't go my way, when things don't go as planned. I need to learn that if things don't go as planned, baby, the planet keeps spinning. Things don't always happen in your way. Just go with it. Don't get too stuck on the little things about your goals that are not working out, because in the grand scheme of things, you're not going to care in 5 years. And I had to understand that if things don't go as planned, it doesn't make me a lazy person. It doesn't make me unproductive. It's just how life goes. We're not robots. Things happen unexpectedly. I was supposed to post this video 2 weeks ago, but I had to move. I wanted to move. I got the opportunity to move. So I was like, yeah, this is going to wait. They're gonna wait, it's okay. I needed to accept that there will be parts of my life that I cannot control. And it's okay. Why would you want to have control over everything? That gets really exhausting. I just need to handle things as they come. My goals are gonna happen regardless. So why am I stressing out? Stop trying to become. Just be. So that is it for today, guys. I hope you got value from this video. The next video I want you to watch is I quit alcohol and this happened. Quitting alcohol really changed my entire life. Like, I'm not even being dramatic. It really changed my life. If any of you are bi-curious, ooh, we can talk about that too. If any of you are sober curious and you want to navigate that life and understand how it can even happen, or if that's even possible, go watch that video. I guarantee you will get so much value from it. See you in the next video. Bye.